Hey everyone, so today's the day for the eyeliner and graphic liner video. I know some of you have been hanging out for that. Hi sis, love you. So today's the day. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've got here. No names of brands, of course, just equipment wise to do the graphic liner and stuff like that. So I've got a little tiny medicine glass with water. The graphic liner palettes, most of them are water activated. They're kind of a little bit like those cheap paint palettes you get in the dollar stores and stuff like that, where you dip your brush in water and you mix it around on the paint cake and it turns into a liquid. But in this case, of course, it's turning into eyeliner. I've got a felt tip eyeliner pen. I usually just use that to do the shape of my eyeliner and then I fill it in. I have previously been using a gel eyeliner and I liked it, but it took some getting used to because I hadn't used one before, but it gives you that really flat black look. Today I'm going to be using a liquid eyeliner. This tends to give you a little bit more of a shiny look, but that's okay. We can live with that today. This is an angled liner brush. This is what we'll be using for the graphic liner. As you can see, it's quite fine, so I really like to have a fine line, not a thick chunky line, but as you know, personal preference. Hello, Avon. I know you're there, mate. She's not going to come out. Actually, it wasn't Avon. It was a cat. How about that? Anyway, let's move on. So this is the graphic liner palette. I'm just going to open it up. As you can see, we've got dry cakes of colour in an assortment of neon colours. And as I said before, if you just dip your brush in water, it then activates the colour. Now, decisions. What colour will I use today? As you can see, I've got a really nice combination of like a sea green, a purpley pink, and a blue. Oh, so many choices. I could do pink, I could do blue, I could do green. I think maybe today though, I might do purple. I like purple today, so let's do purple. Now I'm going to try and lean as close as I can so you can actually see what I'm doing. When I first started using graphic liner, it took a bit of practice because I'd never done it before, so I made some huge mistakes. Anyway, practice makes perfect and we got there in the end. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I'm dipping my brush in my water. I don't know if you can see the purple there. No, you can't really. Anyway, you can kind of see how the cake of colours kind of liquefying a little bit there. And I've got my brush coated. One thing with these graphic liners, sometimes if you wet the product too much, it has a tendency to bleed. But in saying that, it is really easy to fix up later on, so it's no big drama. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start in the middle of my eyelid, because then I can fix up here to be finer after I've finished. So where the two colours merge, I'm just running it along the shape of my eye socket. And I'm just creating a little line that separates the brighter colours from the rest of the eyelid. And then I'm just going to taper it off towards the end so that we've got that little flick. I'll just grab a little bit more product. I usually don't re-wet the product because then it just ends up too liquidy and it's just going everywhere. So then I'm just joining up this bit here and I'm just taking it down into the inner corner of my eye. Later on, after I've done like my face and stuff like that, I usually touch up the graphic liner because later on I'll be putting glitter and like inner corner colours and brow bone colours and eyelashes and all of that sort of stuff, and it sometimes gets a little bit almost like damaged, so it can always be touched up later on. But I think in my next video I might do all those little extra eyeshadow, well, you know, like the finishing touches like glitter and brow bone colours and stuff like that. So again, on this eye, I'm just starting in the centre and I'm just pulling the colour along the shape of my eye socket and also along the shape of the like cut crease that I've made. It's an extended cut crease again, so if you would like to see the extended cut crease video, just have a look on my channel and there's a couple on there. The next eye look I'll be doing it will be a smoky eye, but that won't be for a while because I'm just going to finish off the rest of my makeup routine in these videos and then I'll post that. So that's the graphic liner. I'm pretty happy with that. I can live with that. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes for it to dry completely because I don't want to be leaning on it with eyeliner and things like that while it's still wet and possibly getting it all over me. This is another really useful thing that I've gotten for my makeup. If I'm in a hurry, I use it to dry eyeliners and things like that. It's a fan. You can buy them in the $2 shops, but this one I'm living for because it's everything. And if you know me personally, I usually get out and about in a full goth outfit, so this fits in perfect with that aesthetic. And as we know, it's all about that aesthetic. Anyway, it's time to start applying our eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my felt tip pen. These are really good because the actual tip itself is flexible. So when you're trying to make that flick in the corner, it will actually kind of bend a little bit to where you want it to go. So I'm just starting where my lashes stop towards the inner corner there. And I'm just going to kind of diagonally pull it across to where the tape is. Now, as you know from my previous videos, I always tape up because contrary to popular belief, I don't have a very steady hand, so that just helps me get those clean lines. So as you can see, I've just got like a little void area there, which we're going to fill in with liquid eyeliner in a minute. So now I'm just putting the tip of my pen right at the corner of my eyelid and I'm just pulling it up along the tape to make that flicked tail shape that we were talking about a minute ago. I hope you can all see this because once again, it doesn't look like the lighting's great. Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? So you can see that it starts there and ends up there. Once we get it filled in, it will make more sense. So we're just going to do this eye now. Once again, putting the tip against where the eyelashes end. And we're just kind of diagonally dragging it with short strokes towards the corner and where that tape is. Now we're putting the tip in the corner of the eyelid and we're just pulling up short strokes because as you kind of end off, the line gets finer. So that's what creates that flicked shape. Okay, so we've pretty much got almost what you would call the template or the stencil for our eyeliner. Now these felt tip liners dry really quickly and the cats are murdering each other again. So isn't that lovely? I just had an absolute heart attack. Jesus. Okay, heart, come on. Shit. Okay, Avon's killing him, so that's good. My God. Okay, I'm good. Next, we're going to start with our liquid eyeliner. And then in a minute, when that's dry, it's going to be my favourite part, which is taking off the tape because you can see how you've got that really crisp line. So I'm just actually filling in that void area. Nothing too difficult because sometimes if I try to get too imaginative.
Fuck off, Shandy.
Thank you, Tegan.
Okay.
If I try to get too imaginative, I usually end up ruining it. And then the more I try to fix it, the worse it gets. And then we've got like a whole disastrous makeup nightmare situation. And I can't just deal with that situation. So, no. Anyway, oh God, looks like this is running out a bit. Might have to get a new one. I'm trying not to flick it everywhere because it's really hard to clean off. Okay, that will do. Now, I'm going to fill in the void area once again. Because of the cats fighting before, I didn't tell you. I'm just taking it only across to where it meets the tape because we're going to create more of a shape in a minute. Now I'm going to grab my fabulous fan and I'm going to dry it off. Usually with these liquid eyeliners, you can actually kind of feel them shrink onto the skin like shrink wrap as they dry. So it's easy to tell like when you're ready to go on to your next step. But what I might do is I might pause for a minute until it is completely dry and then we'll go on with the next bit, which is going to be creating that big dramatic wing.